He's drinking alone. He's finished the bottle and has one remaining glass to go. Édouard Manet painted the Absinthe Drinker in 1859. It was his first major work. It's large, 180 centimetres, 71 inches high, by 106 centimetres, 42 inches wide. Large slabs of dull colour add to its foreboding. You sense that this won't end well, that our drinker is already on a downward path, a path that ends in only one way: ruin and death. The painting is dark, dimly lit, dingy. The colours are grim. His eyes are obscured by the shadow of his hat, but what we can see of them do not meet our gaze. Instead, he stares off into the middle distance, beyond us, beyond caring. He sits awkwardly on what looks like an uncomfortable brick or stone bench. His legs not quite right, as if he is perched on the edge, not quite sitting and not quite standing. The shadow does seem to grow outwards from the leg on the left, but the shadow's top does not match him. It has no top hat. It is a different kind of shadow, a shadow of portent, of impending doom. The light comes in from the right, lighting up his face, his shoes and his body, casting those shadows. The bottle also casts a shadow, but not quite right, as if there are two light sources in the room, the obvious one coming in from the right, but also a light coming from the glass of absinthe. It glows in its own internal light, cancelling out the darkness surrounding it, providing its own toxic colouring and deceptive warmth for the lost soul. Absinthe is a strong spirit derived from wormwood, green anise and sweet fennel. It was popular with the artists and writers of Parisian bohemian culture around the time of Manet, where it was referred to as the Green Fairy. Absinthe had a reputation as causing hallucinations, and in the early 20th century was banned in parts of Europe, including France. Whether its reputation was deserved or not is irrelevant to the painting, for Manet is portraying a morality tale. It is a story of lost direction in life, of having succumbed to the barbed ministrations of chemical relief, of the can't look away of a car wreck, a ruined life starting its final spiral down to oblivion. Oblivion of the bottle, and not just any bottle, but the absinthe bottle, its bright green light a lie, drawing men into its false embrace, a final rush of warmth and soothing numbness before the inevitable crash. The man is real, an alcoholic rag picker named Collardet who worked around the streets of the Louvre, no doubt happy to sit and sip for a model's fee rather than out picking rags in the street. The painting is not overly skillful, and I say this as a critic, not as an artist myself. If I had managed that face I would be quite happy. But compare it to Menippus, painted by Diego Velazquez in 1638, a painting Manet may have used as inspiration. Manet's work is simply crafted. A flat wall, a rectangular bench, a dirty cloak dispensing with needing to do arms or hands, and two legs like awkward tubes ending in two dark shoes on a nondescript floor. But the painting shows us the importance of subject matter, not mere raw skill, because there is definitely a story here. Maybe too obviously told. No, strike that. If it was obvious, he would be lying in a gutter. It is the clues to what is coming next that arrest us. It is our ability to think forward from this point and join the dots, creating our own story as to where this will go next. To me, there are two concepts portrayed: the loneliness of the solo drinker, together with his now only friend, the deceiving glass of glowing absinthe. Not all stories in a work of art have to be obvious. Indeed, the more obvious the story, the less interesting, over time, an artwork can become. For some works of art, the lack of an obvious intent can cause us to ponder even more, drawing us in. We can have an emotional connection with a work of art before understanding anything about it, for reasons we can't pin down quickly, or ever. As a representative piece of art from a now famous artist, from a particular and exciting time in art, Manet's work will always find a place in a gallery. But as an artist, we're looking for more than that. What place does it have in culture? What place does it carve out in the psyche of the viewer? Some artists paint for the market, and some paint for posterity, and probably both at the same time if we're being honest. But Manet's simple depiction of a man with his last glass of absinthe will stick somewhere in your mind now that we have considered it together. I love that just spending a few minutes really looking at something can be so rewarding. And look, when you go to a gallery, that's what they do. They spend the time setting things out for you, choosing things for you, saying, you know what, we think this is worth you having a look at. And if you spend the time, it's often rewarding. I think good art makes you think and makes you ponder life. There you are. All right, please like and subscribe if you'd like some more videos, and I'll see you next time.